Okay. You are now all underwater.
Good.
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 What do you
Can
do?
we get air?
I hope so.
Totally should have checked that.
What do you mean? What do you need that for?
That's a good point. We hold breath.
Exactly. We're
Also,
swimming.
environmental suits are a free thing to have if you are already wearing them. So we could just all be wearing those.
Oh yeah, and we're like equipped for space, so
Yeah.
Yes, famously, things that do well in space also do well underwater, and vice versa. So you are all under the water. You've got your environmental suits. That's fine. Let's see. You are remote controlling your iMech 9 Pro in some way, so you can have it still moving around outside and causing trouble until you get out of range.
yeah, it's doing evasive maneuvers and taking watch shots. Don't
Okay.
actually care if.
We may check in on that from time to time to see how it's going.
Yeah, I may summon it for air support later.
So you can see through your. I'm kind of imagining that your remote control is like from the Wii U.
It's motion controls
Yes.
underwater boxing with another roving bastion.
It's just a large touch screen, very awkwardly designed, but
Well, and I'm using the gyro controls in it, so I actually if we turn the mech too fast now, my mech turns up in space or up in the atmosphere.
just spinning. Okay, so you can see through the iMech 9 Pro's very good camera. How many lenses does it have?
Oh, it has 3 lenses.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you can see that there's a team of PBR Lite Mark IIs, which is the mass-produced model that the Terran hegemony forces have been using for the past 5 or 6 years that are chasing yours around. So they have launched roving bastion defenses that are in the area above you.
Are they
land.
going for us or going for the iMech?
Right now, they're going for the iMech.
Oh, sorry,
So
Big
far.
Mo.
They're going for Big Mo. Can't forget that, Mr. Mosif Smith. So there's a bunch of them out there. They're chasing your iMech around at the moment. It'll take them some time. But there's also some splashing you hear a bit upriver because they are presumably also deploying aquatic bastions to patrol the river in case of just such a thing as this invasion. So time is ticking. I am going to put up some clocks for you to contend with. Okay, so we've got, if you look below, a 4-step clock for the base defenses, which are the ones that are harrying the Big Mo, and a 6-step clock for the THF roving bastions, including the aquatic ones. Those 6 steps are, sorry, actually that should be, let me fix that. Those should both be 4-step.
So I'm kind of hoping I can take over one of those.
So the THF roving bastions, that 4-step clock is for them discovering you in the.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be plan B then.
And
No,
the
it's-
4-step for the base defenses?
That is just the base defenses preventing you from entering the base.
Ah.
So there's 2 different types of clock. One is a clock that is a trouble for someone might discover you if you mess up while you're looking down here. And the other one is getting into the actual base down here through the decommissioned tunnel. So what do you do? How do you go about your infiltration down here?
Is the tunnel big enough for mechs?
Yes, that's a
You
good
haven't
question.
found it yet. You know it's down here in this general area.
I guess we should find it.
I think Kane could do a study to figure out the way that water currents are swirling and stuff, and notice if there was an anomaly around here somewhere.
Okay. That sounds fun. What type of action do you think that'll be?
Yeah, scholarship is always fun. I thought either a study or a scan, but he's got 2 in both of those.
Okay. Are you using your mech to do this, or are you the person doing this without the mech's tools?
Just
Oh,
break
I
out
mean,
the old
I'm
magnifying
in the
glass and go swimming.
we'll use the mech's tool.
Okay. In that case, probably scan.
All right.
Can I scan?
I
with
mean, I
him
totally
or
could have
help?
piloted your mech for you if you wanted
Yeah,
to go
I
swimming.
know you could, but then it would result in it being blown up soon, and I'd rather not.
It's not blown up; it's self-destructing, and they're very different.
Sorry,
Okay.
someone wanted to help.
Yes, I wanted to help, but then you ignored me, and now you can fend for yourself.
I will help you.
I had someone trying to mech jack me. I had to deal with that.
I offered to mech jack you.
It's a benign mech jacking.
Yeah,
No,
it's
can I
not a
help
crime
scan?
to ask.
I want to help scan. I can scan.
Okay. So do you want to do another group action?
Yeah, let's hold hands and scan together. It'll be better. And I figure you're better at it than I am, but if I'm helping, then I can take credit for the success later on.
Oh, geez.
So who wants to lead?
I will lead.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've got 1 point in scan, so do I roll 1d6?
Yes, you do. And you are right now, you're in a risky position, and the effect down here underwater will be limited unless you decide. Actually, no. I can offer you an extra die, but it will have a downside. A
Risk
collateral die.
management. Yeah, risk management is a real big part of being a manager, and I feel like because I'm not taking lead on this, accepting the risk is totally fine. So yeah, let's go
Oh,
for it.
nice. What if I use my my retrieval program to help with like clearing up some of the disturbance from the water?
Oh, I think that will. If you say that you have used that, then that will improve it to standard as opposed to limited effects.
Excellent.
So should I be rolling 2 for that collateral die?
Oh, so the collateral I will offer you is you can have an extra die for your search, but you will have to turn on the floodlights on the front of your bastion, which I will tick a clock.
I will not take that. Patches might. Oh, but I don't want to. But Patches might. You know what? Patches would do it.
It's up to you.
Patches wants to get noticed.
Patches wants to get the right kind of attention and figures this is the best way to do it. So Patches is just turning on those headlights or floodlights.
Okay, so you receive a collateral die, which means you're rolling 2.
Do we each get an extra dice? Because I can see by his lights.
No, you're using something different, and you're not taking the collateral harm here.
All right.
You can always ask for a collateral die.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that.
Patches McCluskey loves to risk.
He does. It's how you get noticed. In his last performance review, he was told he hadn't taken initiative, and so he's really going to show his superiors what's what.
All right, so you got a 5, Kane, and oh no, or was that for an older roll?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, and you rolled a 4, Jason.
2 4s, yes.
Okay, we always take the highest die. Okay,
Yes.
so your floodlights turn on, and I'm going to tick the Roving Bastions discover you once for that. You both got a mixed success. So for one of these mixed successes, I am going to tick that clock one more time, up to 2 out of 4.
Uh-oh.
And for the other part of the mixed success, I think the what was that piece of technology that you used, John, to help you with this?
My retrieval program.
Okay. I think you cannot use your retrieval program.
All right.
It is burnt out by the difficulty of trying to map all of the eddies of a river.
Good job, little program. You did your best.
I'm proud of you.
So
That'll do, program. That'll do.
So that gets replaced. That becomes junk, is what it's called when a piece of equipment becomes broken. You would have to repair it using material during downtime. But we'll not worry about that for now. Okay. Right. But you do get some success. So there was another clock I was supposed to put here, which I will put in now. And that is the clock of discovering the entrance.
It was just never an option for us to succeed, actually.
This is
You
the
figured my-
Kobayashi Maru. We're supposed to learn to accept failure.
You found my secret. Okay. So you got a 5, and that was standard effect. So I'll tick that twice for you. So that clock is at 2 out of 6 at the moment to find the entrance before you are discovered.
And does Patches mixed success count towards that too?
You did a group roll there, so you take the highest out of all.
Oh,
Okay.
good job, Patches.
Thanks.
Oh no, you know what? You're right. I counted your consequence, your negative consequence twice, but not your positive. So I will untick one of these ticks.
Oh, are you sure you don't want to give us a second tick?
I'm okay at the moment.
I wish we had a video thing going on, because if you saw my face, you'd be far more inclined.
Careful.
Jason,
You're gonna make him-
goes up.
this is a
You're gonna
safe
make
for
him
work
ticked
podcast.
off.
Yes, that's why Jason's not eating right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you need to stop. Don't bring me back.
Oh, yeah.
Just looked up and saw a gigantic spider on the ceiling right above
That's
my
me.
computer.
You're welcome. I've been watching you.
Hey, buddy. Okay. You should keep doing stuff to find this entrance.
All right.
Can we just go exploring?
Yes, you can.
All right. I am not piloting a mech. Well, not directly piloting a mech right now, so I don't know if I can contribute to that. I do have 2 points in maneuver, so can I group some of that over to Kane?
Yeah. So hold on just 1 second. I got to pause for a second here.
Sure.
Okay. All right. You said you wanted to go looking, and I have completely forgotten the thing you said you were going to do. Could you
Oh,
please
I have
remind me?
maneuver, and I'm in the.
You're
I'm going
in-
to backseat drive for Kane.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to be telling him how to fly his mech,
Oh, great.
how to swim it. The relationship
Okay.
always had a little bit of tension in it.
Kane has no maneuver, so maybe he'll just use his manipulate to just throw you in the direction I think the entrance.
And then I'll
Hey,
run
if it
downfield
clicks-
so I can catch that pass and run it to touchdown.
Nice. If it ticks the clock, I am 100%.
All right, let's do it.
Good.
Shot put that man.
Okay, so you're going to throw. You're going to open up your roving bastion in the river.
Oh no, I'm gonna throw him using my roving bastion.
Perfect. It'll be just like the ejection system I'm used to.
Okay, so you have a way to eject him again without opening your hatch. All right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's good.
This is just a purely tentacle-based move.
Okay,
Nice. Are we under the water in the river or?
you are
atop?
under the water in the river.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what action you did you say you were going to use there, Kane?
I think manipulate. Right? It's you're trying to deftly move things using your vehicle.
Okay.
And I have prowl, which is moving physically with grace and precision.
when you are moving under your own power, I think that will absolutely be appropriate.
I think it'll help with the landing.
The landing, perhaps, yes.
The underwater
water.
landing, yes, of course.
I'm trying to remember here.
Watering.
There is a way to teamwork actions. Assist a teammate. Okay. When assisting another pilot, take stress equal to the number of ticks in your relationship clock with them. Then select that many unique benefits from the following. They take +1 die, they have improved effect, they have improved position, or they ignore their level 3 harm. Nobody has level 3 harm, so that's good.
Yet.
So who is doing the assisting and who is doing the actual action? So the manipulate is the action, and Dave is assisting. So, all right. So Dave,
It
tick
did kind of
one-
turn into the end of that movie I saw.
tick 1 stress, and then what is the benefit you are giving to Kane?
With my assistance here, I'm gonna use my exceptional mech pilot vision to really scope out everything while we're going here.
Okay.
That's gonna help a lot with tracking things down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're using your human eyes to look under the river? Is that
Yeah.
what I'm...
Yeah, but they're really good.
He's a mantis
Okay.
shrimp.
Yeah, easily 25-20.
Okay. So I feel like that is probably survey the pilot action if you're doing that as a human being. Pilot?
Okay, I don't have points in that.
It's fine. I roll with zeros all the time.
Okay. I think we need to flip this. Okay. Don't take the stress. So uncheck the stress. You're the one doing the looking. I understand now. I'm sorry. I'm distracted by the spider. You're the one doing the doing the looking. You're doing the action.
It's a sick
Um,
metal album.
And Kane is assisting. So Kane, you take a stress
There we go.
for the
And I
throwing
will-
that you're doing.
I'll use the tentacles to like direct them around and move them and have them things. I'm gonna start calling them arms. I don't like tentacles anymore.
The day of the tentacle has passed.
And that'll give them an extra dice to roll because I don't know how good they are at looking at things.
Not very, as it turns out. So, that means you will roll 1d6 for survey, as opposed to 2d6 take the lowest. So you'll roll 1d6 for your survey, unless you want to do something else, such as push yourself or take a collateral die on this survey action, in which case you can get an additional die. That's to Dave.
Sure, I'll take the stress.
Okay, so spend 2 stress, and that gives you 2 die. This will be a, let's see. So you're using your good pilot's eyes. I would say, I guess that's standard. Risky standard. You're in your environment suit, so you're not dealing with river water in your face, and probably the barracudas can't bite through it too quickly.
Also, I do have an inkling on where to look because of the enhanced I got from Kane after he
Right.
processed it.
Okay, so we'll call this risky standard. You're rolling 2d6 now.
Did that just not change it?
I was trying to come up for ways for this not to be limited, and you've given me an excuse for it to be standard beyond the
There you
one that
go.
I came up with.
Oh, okay.
So you're having an effect. That's pretty good.
All right, good
Okay.
news, everyone. I rolled a 3.
But those two add up to 6, so you actually succeed.
Yeah,
Oh,
great critical hit.
is that how this works? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you rolled a 3. So here's what happens.
You get shot put into the riverbed.
I just land on a tree.
You just
So keep in
It's a
mind,
complete miss.
when there are consequences, you can always attempt to resist them. I'm just letting you know that as a general reminder, not for anything that's necessarily about to happen now.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to do 2 things here. One is I'm going to tick this clock of them finding you up to 2.
I saw a splash.
Yeah, they heard that splash.
I heard the screaming.
Ah!
The second thing that I'm going to do here is You find the entrance because you slam into it and take a level 1 harm dazed.
Yay!
More like Daved.
Yes, you get dazed.
Nice.
There we go.
All right, how
so
do
you,
I resist?
you would resist that by rolling your rating in prowess, which is 1d. So you would roll 1d, and then you take stress minus your die roll amount, or you take 6 minus your die roll stress.
And that would.
Resist.
And what's the consequence of having a harm?
So having the level 1 harm means that going forward, if you look over where it says harm, you would have less effect on your rolls that relate to doing things that fictionally relate to doing things that would require you not to have a head injury.
Oh, all right. I'm going to try to resist it. Is there any
Most-
way to roll to reduce stress?
Not during a mission. Well, there's one way to reduce stress during a mission, and that is to roll a critical on a resistance roll.
Which
But,
we're gonna do right now with his one.
Yeah.
die.
that
Here it
would
comes.
mean you'd need to roll 2 6s, and you don't have 2 in any.
All right. So I rolled a 3, so I take 3 more stress.
You take 3 more stress, but you
Okay.
are. How do
But I
you
found
avoid?
it.
Yeah, you found it. How do you avoid getting that concussion?
So I use my moderate prowling abilities to gracefully rotate my ankles towards the door,
Okay.
which both fold under the weight, but I gracefully move my knees into the way, which fold under the weight, but I gracefully move my hips and basically compress like a spring and plop back into the water.
Okay.
Awful.
Zero
sounds-
breaks.
That sounds
90%
really
of the
stressful.
way.
I forgot about his cartilaginous skeleton.
Mark that under your load.
All right. So you have found the entrance. You have an amount of air remaining in your environment suit, and the entrance you see is blocked by a steel door.
I engineer the door open.
I would like to bite it open with my mech's mouth.
You may attempt to do so.
Yeah.
Excellent. Tell me how.
Well, what is the action that would involve your mech breaking something, or say destroying it?
There is that handy destroy function.
There is a destroy action, yes.
Yes.
When you destroy, you employ overwhelming destruction through your vehicle. You might carpet bomb a military base. You might smash a building with a wrecking ball. You could attack using a bus as a weapon, but battle might be better. So yeah, you can attempt to destroy this door by rolling your destroy.
All right. I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Which
I
you don't.
I have no dots in. No.
Okay. You can push yourself by spending a quirk, if you wish.
Brief interruption. I have provided a picture outlining the position I was in when I hit the door.
That looks exactly right.
Yep.
Oh no.
Rest in
The
peace,
important
Taylor Hall.
takeaway, look at where his knees are. They're not
Yeah.
touching the ground.
Oh no.
Because he can fly.
So boy Taylor Hall. All right, moving on.
Poor Taylor Hall.
It was just a boy.
Now he is a crumpled man. All right, let me give that a shot. Actually, I'm going to spend my bite attack overdrive quirk.
Okay. And I think this will be, again, you're still in a risky position because you could get discovered at any moment. And is big metal teeth, right?
Oh, of course, like a capybara.
I'll call that standard effect.
All right. One die?
You have
Zero
one die. So
Okay,
you roll
right.
one die because you're expending a quirk.
That is also a 3.
This is more familiar to me.
This is once I started rolling. Yes.
Okay. Risky consequences. Okay.
Yep. Go ahead. If you tick that
Yep.
clock, though, I will ask that you don't.
I am going to tick that clock, but you can attempt to resist it. But you will need to resist that because I'm going to tick it 2 times, which will mean they discover you.
Well, he's biting the door.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Yeah.
His bite attack is engaged in something else.
Can
I think
Can
you will
any-
need to resist this with expertise, which for you
Can
is to. Yes, go ahead.
Can anybody resist it, or is it the person it is happening to?
You are all near each other, so you may resist on each other's account if you wish. If he
And
doesn't
what exactly
want to.
are we resisting? Like noise he's making, or
Just really
The-
he
overdriving. my
can't
mouth.
bite through the
Horrible-
steel door?
The horrible screeching noise that the metal teeth make on the big metal door fail to bite through it.
It's a good noise.
Can we disguise it as whale song?
There we go. There's whales in the river.
In the river.
There's freshwater whales that everyone knows
Yeah.
about.
Hey, things could have changed by now.
It's the future.
Yeah,
The,
it's
resist-
not
the
too distant
resistance
future.
roll to this is going to be expertise.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to use their expertise to resist this on.
I have 3D in expertise.
Hey, if you want to take it, I was going to, but feel free to roll.
I
your
can turn
3d6.
anything into whale song.
There you go.
The one difficulty here is that you are the one who was in a vehicle.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna roll the 2d6. I think.
All right, that's fair.
I would be all for it if you were in a vehicle.
I
Okay.
got
Ah.
3 and 3, and that adds to 6.
Okay.
Which means
So,
It's
yeah,
not
you
a
don't
great
take
look.
you don't take stress, but you have to expend quirks when you're resisting a vehicle action. And I need to remind myself how many quirks that is because it's in here somewhere. I'll find it. You know, you can feel free to vamp while I'm
so
doing
the
this
ruthless,
about how you
the ruthless
accomplish
vermin
this.
lurches back under the water and just basically headbutts the steel door, and then its tiny alien from alien mouth comes out with its capybara teeth and just begin to scrape against the door in vain, creating a horrible noise that sounds like whale song underwater, but above ground when we cut to the hegemony forces, we see their ears are bleeding from the intensity, and we've actually won because of it.
Okay. Now, I have made a mistake here. When you resist using a vehicle, you do not roll. So the consequence is you must exhaust 4 quirks minus the attribute rating being used to a minimum of 1. So you need to exhaust 2 of your quirks,
I see.
but you do resist that consequence.
So, okay. So I'm going to exhaust the bite attack overdrive and sublight boosters because I rammed my head again into the door using my sublight boosters.
Okay.
Someone with a mech could declare that they have a drill appendage.
It is far too late for that.
But someone else could. Because so far, at this point, you have still not made a dent in this door.
Not even
I
with my
mean-
sublight boosters.
Sorry.
There has to be some sort of like, I don't know, panel or control for the door. No,
It's just a big metal door.
are there hinges?
But how does it open?
Yeah.
It's decommissioned. It's not supposed to open.
Oh,
Was it welded shut?
Yeah. You do
someone
need
just
to
declare
exhaust.
a vehicle drill.
Good thing I've got my underwater TIG welder. I, the
That
engineer.
sounds like something Patches would have.
You know it is, because he's always putting patches on dilapidated machinery.
Wait, is Patches a nickname? It's not his name?
He
No,
grew
it's
into his name.
It's his name. He was born into the trade. His father was a mechanic technician as well.
Yeah.
Underwater mechanic specifically.
His father's name was Rusty
Yeah.
because he wasn't a very good mechanic.
No, he wasn't.
Rusty McCluskey.
Okay, so you've got fine engineering tools, so that increases your effect. So what action are you using here?
Engineer.
Engineer, yeah.
So engineer is a pilot action, which means your plan is to get out of your roving bastion and go over to the door as a small person and try to open it with your fine engineering tools.
Yeah, I'll give you the old
Is that-
Blaster Master a go.
Nice.
Okay. So I would normally say this would be no effect because it's a very large door, and as a person, you're very small. But because you have fine engineering tools, we can make that limited effect.
Okay, perfect. You could push
And you
yourself to
can-
standard.
Push yourself to get to standard effect, or take a collateral. No, you can push yourself to get to standard effect, and or accept a collateral die.
My review was Monday morning. I'm going to push myself.
Okay, so spend 2 stress to get it up to standard effect, and roll your engineer. This is a risky standard. Okay, you got a 5 there, which is good.
Thank
Uh,
God.
5 with a great average roll value as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually
so-
a baby crit, Matt. A 5 and a 5.
Yeah, for your consideration.
Okay, so as a consequence, that does make noise. So I will tick this again and bring it up to 3 of them discovering you. But you are at 4 out of 6 on making it into this base entrance. So you've got the door. You've started to put a hole in it. The hole is big enough for maybe one person to squeeze through right now if that person is very slim and small, like say a child. But
We should have brought the child soldiers with us.
you do have one.
The real tragedy. Oh, we do have one. We have a 15-year-old.
Not with you at the moment, but you do have a child soldier.
Wow.
I am
There's our
confused by the
first
ethics of
oversight.
this organization.
Okay, who can bring this home? Who can help finish getting through this door? It doesn't have to be by drilling. You know.
You want He-Man it open? Can the tentacular egg?
Yeah, you have a lot of arms. You got arms for days.
Yeah, they're not like especially robust arms.
But they are
Okay.
especially robot arms.
Nice. Is there any way to make a clock tick, like undo a tick? If I summon my mech, can I create a distraction?
You can summon your mech to create a distraction, certainly, and that might undo a tick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely an option that you can do.
Okay. And then question 2 is, can we declare that Odin was with us as part of our loadout? We had a child soldier
This is,
in the trunk.
this is wrong.
That would be a
Do you want
flashback.
The clean conscience.
You can do a flashback, absolutely.
Because I mean, that egg is probably pretty spacious, right? I mean, anything could be in there.
Oh yeah, it's one of those like 2 yolk ones, so there's extra room.
No, nice. Okay, I remembered back to when I paid Odin to hide in the trunk
No.
of the egg.
Okay. Take a stress for that flashback.
And then go to therapy for even suggesting it.
Okay. So you've declared that Odin is here. And you hear Kane, a thumping from one of the compartments in your cockpit. Thump, 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 thump.
Was Kane aware that this person was put into their?
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to say no based on that response.
Kane rapidly punches a series of buttons that like eject that compartment out into the water.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't know how some kind of like space rat must have made its lair in his very sensitive electronical egg.
Okay. So you see uh, a container, a compartment eject from the X and into the water of the river. It's still a sealed compartment. So the two of you not in your mechs at the door probably see that for sure.
All right. I grab her and shove her through the entrance.
Oh no!
This was his plan.
And say,
all
"Don't
along.
worry, we talked about it probably."
Are you going to open the container or just?
Yeah. No, we open it and just like, okay, just crawl in there. I'll explain everything in a minute.
She looks up at you and she's got a look of fierce determination on her face.
Of
And she
course.
says, "Whatever it takes to stop these Goliaths."
See,
She
I'm
crawls
just
in through the door.
I'm just giving her what she wants.
I'm astounded.
She's wearing an environment suit as well, so she crawls in through the door. You hear a creak. I'm just going to fill up this base entrance clock. There you go. You have made the entrance. There's a creak and a section of the door that you didn't see from the outside opens up. There's like a smaller door within the door that she has found the hatch for on the inside to let you in.
Is it big
Very
enough
cool.
for the
It
ruthless
was
vermin?
worth it.
Is not big enough for your machines, for your vehicles. It's just big enough for you as pilots.
All right, I actually have to expose this character to water.
All right, I'll pop up and I'll go through the door.
I crawl out of the ruthless vermin's mouth and go into the door.
All right. And you make your way into the base. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the page there, you will see base map.
Ooh.
That's spooky and underground, Matt.
It sure is.
Where have we entered? The top left?
Sure. You've entered in top left.
All right. Well chosen. That's the least spooky part.
So, as part of your mission is try to wrest control of this base, or if not, that's not possible, destroy it. And the other part of that is that you need to see if Rex and Stucca are here, and if so, extract them.
Oh yeah, we're rescuing people.
Yeah, we're not just exposing children to warfare.
I mean, she was already doing that. So, I mean,
She has killed many people at this point.
Yeah, I'm just trying to affirm what she's good at. This is for her self-esteem.
Most of the 15-year-olds that I know are pretty rude. So
They are ready to go to battle.
I guess we explore?
Sure. As you enter the base, you can see that this at least appears to be a disused part of it. These are definitely tunnels and caverns underneath the Madeira area of the Amazon rainforest. Everything is gray and brown stone. It looks pretty solid. A lot of it has been reinforced. These are huge open caverns. Where you have come in is a military-looking base. It's gray metal with it's like this is a loading ramp basically that you've come up through. This part of it is large enough for older style roving bastions to get through, or maybe submarines. It doesn't look like yours would necessarily have fit comfortably, but maybe if it comes down to it. There are a few emergency lights on, flooding the area in red light, so everything just basically looks either black or red, or some shade thereof as you look around. You can see.
Quick question.
Yes.
The entrance is like where our mechs didn't really fit. That was sort of the choke point, and it opens up in here then.
Yeah, your mechs could have possibly fit if you had opened up the entire door instead of just the section of it that Odin was able to open.
Okay,
but
cool.
This is in here appears to be a mostly person scaled base rather than a mech scaled base.
Okay.
Got
To the east, you see. To the west, you see a solid wall. So this is, a good point you come into. There's no one who can sneak up behind you from there. To the east is a tunnel that leads into what appears to be a very large cavern.
And
There aren't any klaxons going off, you may notice.
Is it very dark?
There's the red lights. So it's there's red light. So like imagine you're in a horror film.
Perfect. I was already spooked
I think we
out,
should
man.
split up.
I'll take the
Great idea.
I'm gonna take the dog.
Kane, can you study the area?
I'll give you my night vision goggles to help.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, so make sure you declare those on your sheet. Locus. And the night vision goggles, what do these do here? They amplify ambient light, allowing the user to see in total darkness. Okay, you slip on the night vision goggles, and now instead of everything being red and black, green and black.
This is so much better.
It is. It's a faster frequency of light, I think. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to look for a way up to where like the main camp might be.
Okay, it looks like there's that tunnel to the east that
Cool.
appears to open up into a big cavern.
What I then want to look for are weak points where I can plant my plastic explosives in case we need to blow this place as we escape.
Okay, good idea. That's you think that's study or survey you're doing there?
I was
Survey
thinking of it
is
as
observe
like
your surroundings and predict outcomes, and study is meticulously examine details for better understanding.
So one of the points under study was find weak points and things like that. That's
that is
the
yes.
direction that I was going for.
Makes sense to me. Okay, you are still in a risky position. I think because you are in the red light, it would probably be limited effect, but we can probably bump that up to standard because you are an expert in this area.
Does using those cool night vision goggles help me?
That's what allows it to happen. Right?
Oh, there we
Because
go. Okay.
You're looking.
All right. So 2d6.
Yes, indeed.
Boom. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey.
All
Oh
right,
my
you find
gosh.
the perfect spot, the perfect spots, multiple, where you could plant explosives that would just completely collapse this end of the tunnel.
Cool. All right.
Uh,
I get those explosives in place and attach them to my remote detonator just in case.
Okay. Do you have explosives on your gear?
I do
You've
now.
got them. Place explosives. Okay, good. Okay, so that's rigged. That's ready to go. Where are we going next?
Can I prowl in there?
Yes.
All right. So I'll try to sneak in a little bit.
Okay. This is still risky standard. It's dark, so you have the advantage.
Could I lead a group action prowl?
Oh
You
yeah.
can do that also.
We all all hold hands and prowl together.
Yeah, like Scooby Doo. We prowl in profile together.
Have you played Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker?
Oh,
Those are words that I recognize would have meaning to other people.
I think it's a room full of nope.
Oh, okay. It's because it's got a multiplayer element. You can like play together, and then they'll like walk. And when you link up together, so that you're moving at the same speed at the same pace, they go like snake in, snake out, and they put like a hand on each other's backs.
That's
I'm
amazing.
just imagining that.
That's us right now. Me and Joe or Mo.
Who else is involved in this prowl? Is it all of you?
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and Odin's in on it too.
Yeah.
Just a regular conga line of stealth.
That's us.
I'm not gonna have Odin's role.
That's the
Odin
tag.
roll here because I don't want to add any more possibilities of stress.
What do you mean?
Everybody, because everybody rolls their prowl at risky standard. And we take the highest overall of all of those.
Oh God.
Huh.
Oh no. Oh no. Keep going. We're gonna roll to a success. There we
Yay!
go. Everything is fine, guys. Just for our listeners,
Okay.
I rolled a complete crit fail. That's 2
Yeah, you got
ones.
2 ones there, and Discount got a 2. But Einstein and Patches, I don't know why Patches is so hard.
Just go with McCluskey.
Yeah, Kane and McCluskey. There we go.
Or just middleman.
Kane and McCluskey each succeeded. So the best roll is a 5, a mixed success.
Oh,
And so Locus, you were leading the action.
yes, sir.
So you take 2 stress, 1 for each of the failed rolls.
Which obviously I take credit for the success.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I've got a clock here for you. Just going to move that up to the token layer. This is the clock for finding and extracting Rex and Stucca. It's a 6-point clock, or at least finding them, and finding them in this space. I am going to, as a consequence of the mixed success, tick a clock on base defenses. That'll go up 1. Whatever defenses exist inside the base here are 1 step closer to finding you. You know, you're sneaking in, doing your snake in as you wend your way through this hallway. But there is, probably Odin steps on something and sends a rock skittering down, and it's just as you're entering the cavern, so it echoes real loud.
Odin.
Locus is
Yes.
an infiltrator.
That is me.
Don't you remember being here before?
Do I?
Flashback?
All right.
You're going to do a flashback all the way back to when? The Four Seasons War, 8 years ago?
When the base was built, I built it myself.
Why were we working on all these blueprints and crap?
Because
How old is Locus?
Locus Yokel is 95. No. Locus was infiltrating for a third party 8 years ago.
Okay. I think to add that kind of detail in, you'll need to take a stress for that flashback.
It's a painful memory.
It's a very painful memory. What I did that day sowed the seeds for war. Locus Yokel is single-handedly responsible for this conflict.
Okay. So how did that mission go?
We were looking to extract a high-profile informant for the third-party organization from the Terran force that had inhabited the base prior, and it went horribly wrong.
Good.
In fact, these very tunnels nearly collapsed on the extraction team, and I was the sole survivor.
As your hand traces over the ancient cracks in the wall here, you see where they repaired that damage from nearly a decade ago. Right. What was the purpose of this flashback again? My brain is not good.
We know where to look.
Yep,
You know where to look.
I know where to go from here.
Okay.
The trauma refocuses me.
All right. So I will say that we can use as a setup action to improve position or effect on the look and roll that you're going to do. So who wants to do the look and roll? Or what are you going to do while you're in here? Because also this place could be crawling with soldiers. There might be bastions in here, other automated defenses.
Spider bots.
Yeah. Oh, so you prowled in here. So you can look around and you can see, again, there's the red lights. So everything is either black or red. There's crimson, vermilion, all those things, carnelian, all those shades of red.
That's a lot of shades of red.
Well,
It's more than I knew.
What is strange about this is that you don't see anyone. There's nobody here that you can see.
And is it just an empty cavern, or is this clearly a military complex? Like, has it been?
Oh, there's a military base. There's like another one of these huge metal pads that's been installed on the floor. There's a bunch of
Got it.
buildings on it. Some of those, what are those dome-shaped metal buildings called? They have a something hut.
A mosque?
Quonset hut?
No, I think it's Quonset. Definitely that.
It's a
It's not a
Quonset hut.
mosque.
Quonset huts.
There's
different
not a
types of,
subterranean temple.
Multi-story buildings. It's almost like a small town in here, but it's just abandoned. It's dusty. There's, as far as you can see, nobody in here.
No skeletons or any sign of death or fighting.
You'll have to look more closely for that. But the impression you get is you don't. This place should be very busy if this is indeed the secret headquarters of the Terran Hegemony Forces.
It's a tarp?
Oh my gosh.
Kane wants to check for augmented reality trickery that's going on in here.
Okay.
So I've got my fine augmented reality tool, and I'm going to try and interface with anything that's going on around us.
Absolutely. So you get out your what do these tools look like? It's like one of those Virtual Boy VR helmets, or is it something cooler?
It's actually
oh no. I think it's got to be a monocle, right, for Kane? I think.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
that's what it is. It like
That makes
hangs by a
sense.
gold chain attached to his like super cool leather vest thing.
Mm.
Wait.
And then he just kind of lifts it up and puts it over one of his eyes.
Okay. So yeah, roll your interface. We're still at risky. We're still at standard effect here.
Okay.
Okay, you got a 4 here.
Success.
Yeah, you got a success. You accessing the AR here alerts whatever defenses may exist here a little bit. So I'm going to tick that up 1. Unless you wish to resist it.
It's only halfway.
You say that.
We'll resist when they get close.
What you find here is that in the AR, it is also kind of a ghost town.
Spooky.
There's very little traffic, and the traffic you can see is not even very well encrypted. In fact, because of that success, I'm going to tick up this clock for Rex and Stucca by 2. Because you see some messages that indicate that there are prisoners being held in here.
In this part of the base or just in the base?
In the base.
Interesting.
Does anyone want to just declare they have a flashlight?
Unacceptable.
No,
All right.
definitely not. We have night vision goggles.
All right.
And
Yeah,
carnelian
I'm
lights.
okay. So let's see. Flashlights, flares, or glow sticks is a universal piece of gear that anyone could declare.
I have 1 slot left, and I want to save it for kill people.
Hmm.
I will have glow sticks that I never use, but just surreptitiously fall out of my many pouches.
Okay. So you've got that. What do you do with it? He asks as if it's not obvious.
Let's crack these and spread them around.
Snap them like a Slim Jim.
Okay. So you've got light now. It counteracts the red light a bit and evens out the tones.
Oh, thank goodness the tones are correct now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's spooky when it's red.
What color are the glow sticks though?
They are also red. I've made a mistake. It creates a purple light with my blue glow sticks.
Perfect.
All right. I'm going to run ahead and
Sorry, you're going to run ahead and?
start searching around.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta find something leading us towards one location or another.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you want to, what kind of action do you want to do for that? So when you hunt,
I'm
you
not
track
great at
targets.
this.
No, I mean you're an ace pilot. This is
Yeah.
simply your bailiwick.
so-
Locust, do you want to try hunting?
So Locust looks down at the ground and sees an ancient boot print and would like to follow the trail by hunting.
Okay, so you're going to hunt to track targets. You're trying to find anyone basically
Any sign
here.
out of the cavern part of this installation.
Okay, well, give it a roll. We're still nothing has changed your position or effect at this point.
Well, with the light being better now, with that.
Ooh.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
It happened.
Okay. You rolled a 6. I'm going to tick 3 points on finding Rex and Sucka. Boop, boop, boop. You're at 5 out of 6. You find your way into the edges of this part of the base up here, the one that we can see on the top there, to the east of where you came in. And you can see that, again, there is a lot of dust. So you can see that there are some sets of footprints, some areas where the dust has been disturbed more than others. People have clearly been through here recently. But it's clear that there was also not a mass evacuation, as you would expect if this had been used as, a command hub. So you are increasingly getting the impression that this is not, in fact, the THF's main headquarters, which might also explain why there weren't that many defenses outside that were as effective as they could have been.
I am going to summon my Bastion to get closer, to have it ready to drop in at a moment's notice.
Where do you want to put it? Into the river or?
No, it's going to be darting around in the sky above us, out of range of the defenses. So it's going to go like off to the side,
Okay.
neither in the river or a frontal assault.
Okay. So it's starting around in the sky. Not going to make you roll for that. You're a pilot. You can have it run basic defensive patterns while people are doing the tracking in here. So you've got one nearby. All right. So you got a 6 on that. What I was continuing to explain. You see one of the buildings. In fact, several of the buildings, all of the Quonset huts, which we're going to say are these 3 up in the top right corner of this part of the base.
Sure.
You approach it and you hear voices from inside.
Do we recognize the voice?
You do. You do recognize the voice of Stucka Turncoat. She is talking to someone fairly urgently, and the other person has a sort of laconic voice as he replies. You're not close enough to hear exactly what they're talking about.
I run up to the door.
You get okay.
I
and
grab
place my ear to the keyhole.
The keyhole
Right.
of the Quonset hut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stack up on Joe Smith and just listen.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mo Smith.
Can we like all put our heads around the corners with like one head above the other as each looks around?
Yeah. A totem pole of competence.
Of course you can do that.
All right.
That is what we have done.
Yep, we do.
All right. So you see Stucka is talking to a tall, lanky man with blue hair that swoops over one of his eyes. He looks like he's in his mid-20s, about the same age as Stucka. He's got dark skin, brown eyes. His hair is clearly dyed blue, but because this is an anime, it just looks like he's got blue hair. That's normal.
That's normal.
He's wearing a suit, but it's not like a... Well, it is like a business suit, but it's a tan business suit with a black tie on it. And he's got at his hip coiled up a whip. And on the other side, he's got an empty gun holster. And
Wild.
he's the person she's talking to. How many of you are, as your characters, like followed the stories of the heroes of the Terran hegemony forces during the Four Seasons War?
Locus Yokel has not.
Kane's pretty oblivious.
Uh-oh.
His patches.
Uh-oh, none of us recognize them.
Okay.
Who are you?
Does Patches recognize the suit though? Suits seem to be kind of his thing.
This is a custom tailored suit, so I don't think Patches would know anything about it.
I do know that that's a mark of someone who is higher up on the food chain, as it were. And so I immediately stride over and go for a big old, a firm handshake, 2 pumps.
Okay. As you enter, he reaches for his gun, which is not there, quickly starts to reach for his whip. But Stucca puts a hand up and she's like, "Oh, there you are." She looks over.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm kind of, like the assistant manager of this mission. My name is Patches McCluskey.
And as you are trying to reach out your hand to shake them, you realize the door between you. There's like a glass wall, and they are in a room that's walled off with glass. You also see that they're not alone in there. There are several other people locked into this side of the Quonset hut.
Are they armed?
No one is armed other than the whip.
Why let him have a whip? So bizarre.
I'm really hoping that Patches just like full on face planted into the glass.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%. In fact, he might have done it so hard that he smashed through it, freeing the prisoners.
That's what happened. Matt, can you make a fortune roll on that glass, please?
I mean, you could do a struggle or a wreck roll if you wanted.
Oh, I'll struggle with this.
Wreck. I'll wreck. I'm gonna wreck
Okay.
real good.
Go Patches.
I'm gonna wreck it. This is a controlled situation.
That's a
I'm
fun
gonna
reference.
say.
This is
Controlled.
No, no.
Does he break his hand or his face?
Yes.
I'm just gonna tick this clock up.
You're
It's
telling me
pretty-
that was loud? Why?
Yeah, he walked into a glass door.
I think the description of wrecking, it's when you do something with brutal force. So
Yeah,
Oh God!
he just slams right in there.
That was definitely brutal.
Yeah, so there's a locked door between you, and looking around, you see that the other side of the Quonset. So this is like a central hall plan Quonset hut. There's a hallway that goes down the middle, and on either side there are glassed off sections of the dome where it looks like there's work or research, or there may have been computers in these sides at some point, but everything has been removed. It's just empty rooms now. You can see where the fixtures and stuff were, but it looks like they haven't been there for quite some time.
Are there any computers or digital interface at all on this Quonset hut, or is it just these glass cells?
It's just glass cells with regular old locked doors. It looks like they've been barred from the outside, the doors, and the glass is bulletproof, and then they've got deadbolts.
I knock on the door and motion to open it.
The bar is on your side, on the outside.
Oh.
They have been
Oh,
locked into the rooms.
Oh, we
Oh,
left
okay.
the bar.
I open it.
Okay, the door is still locked.
I open it harder.
Seems like something that an infiltrator with like burglary gear could deal with or something.
Yeah, if only we had one. Only I wasn't the spec for murder. Yeah, I'd like to pick the lock, Matt.
Okay, that's probably a finesse move, right? Or what do you think it is?
Well, it's certainly not wreck. I think finesse makes sense.
Finesse has hotwire a vehicle under there.
Yeah, it seems close enough, I guess. Handle an object with agility. That sounds like picking a lock, right?
I'm gonna declare my find security cracker.
Okay. Again, it is a deadbolt.
It's a magnet.
It does say mechanical and electronic locks. So
Hey, there you go. So you've got your find security cracker. That'll increase your effect or your position, depending on which you prefer.
Perfect, my effect.
Okay. So it'll be great effect. And again, this is a controlled situation now because there don't seem to be any guards nearby. Controlled great.
That's a 5.
So it is.
Alright.
Okay. Just gonna tick that clock over there. It's gonna give it a little tick up to. Oh my! It's at a 4 out of 4. Oh, interesting.
That means that we win, right?
You unlock the door, and when you pull it open, it just makes a horrible screeching sound because it has clearly not been oiled in a very long time. So it's just
The glass door creaks.
it's a bulletproof glass door. Yes, it's got metal hinges and they creak.
I hate them.
If only someone had a lot of prowess to resist them.
Yeah, if only.
This would probably, yeah, I guess this would be a prowess resistance
Matt, I'm gonna
if they
listen
wish to.
I'm gonna listen to the horrible devil on my shoulder that tells me the rules of the game that I should know.
Yeah. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna resist that with the appropriate ability.
Okay. So roll your ability there is prowess, so you'll be rolling 3 6-sided die.
I will take 2 stress.
You take 2 stress. So the base defenses are not activated.